Welcome everyone, my name is Father Jim McGuinn, in case you don't know, and Scott and I are here in the woods on the way out of the property. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to be taking a look at the readings from this past Sunday. My Aunt Rose is in the hospital, so I went to see her 2 nights ago up at the cancer center at Jean's Hospital. So we were talking, and she's been doing the chemo and the radiation for about a year now, and she said, Jimmy, she said, I just want to go home, I want to go to confession, and I'm at peace with whatever happens. And that's a little bit how Elijah feels in the reading. He wants to go home. Now, he's not going to be as peaceful about this as my Aunt Rose, and we're going to find out about that in a little while. So there's always a little summary of the reading in the Daily Personal Prayer Guide for Monday, in the week that we're covering in our Connections workbook. So here we go. Elijah has killed 400 false prophets, prophets of the false god Baal. And the Bible says he slit their throats. It's kind of gruesome. Well, Queen Jezebel, who believes in this false god Baal, is furious. She wants to slit his throat. And so she is hunting him down, and he's really giving up. So what happens? He gets to the desert. He knows that she's behind him. The desert is in front of him. He goes into the desert. He only goes 1 day's journey, and he collapses. And he wishes that God would take his life. So he falls asleep. Well, an angel comes and wakes him up, and there's bread and a jug of water. And the angel says, eat and drink. Then he goes back to sleep. Angel wakes him up again and says, get up and get on the journey. Otherwise she's going to get you. And he finds the strength to do that, and off he goes. So, that's what's going to happen a little bit in the gospel today, but we'll talk about that in a minute. A reading from the first book of Kings. Elijah went a day's journey into the desert, until he came to a broom tree and sat beneath it. He prayed for death, saying, "This is enough, O Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers." He lay down and fell asleep under the broom tree. But there an angel touched him and ordered him to get up and eat. Elijah looked up, and there at his head was a hearth cake and a jug of water. After he ate and drank, he lay down again. But the angel of the Lord came back a second time, touched him, and ordered, "Get up and eat, else the journey will be too long for you." He got up, ate, and drank. Then, strengthened by the food, he walked 40 days and 40 nights to the mountain of God, Horeb. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The first reading is always chosen to match the gospel. And on most Sundays, we make it easy for people to make the connection. But on the 3rd and the 6th Sunday of each workbook, we don't. We leave it up to you. Give you a little work to do. So read the gospel and figure out how this reading and the gospel align with each other. So that's one little piece of homework you can do. Also, read the reading throughout the day, maybe right now, and do what we always encourage you to do. Pray about that reading and see how it may relate to your life. For example, when have you felt like giving up in life? You could journal in the workbook on that for a while. Or, what are some ways that God has strengthened you when you were tempted to give up? Or some ways that God motivated you? So, go back, read the first reading. Today's Monday. We encourage you to read that on Monday. Reflect on it, how it connects with the gospel, and also how it applies to your life. On Tuesday of each week, we always take a look at the responsorial psalm, so come back tomorrow for that.